Eureka! We have the answers, which is called the Oxytap. These close the gap, and we are the world's first regenerative oxygen supplement infuser. Amazing! It is very light, it is very compact, it's proven effective, and like I said again, it's just value for money. So, ladies and gentlemen, do not mistaken. This is not a water filter. It is not a water filter. And just so you know, water, there are three different categories. The first thing that you need to have at home is a water filter. You need to have a water filter in every home. You can say that the water is clean, even in Singapore. But remember, the water tank, when was the last time it has been serviced? Number one. Number two, you got to look at all the water tank. It accumulates over time. When was the last time? So if you don't believe me, please have a white cloth under the tap and you will notice it will change to brown color in no time. So what you need to have is a water filter to filter it from all the sediments, all the dirt. And the second one is the water sterilization. Water sterilization is to sterilize the water from germs and bacteria. Alternatively, you can simply do it by boiling the water. But none of them has this that's going to create oxygen. So what Oxytap does, it is not a water filter, it is not a water sterilization, but however, it's the primary that it can complement. Right? That means it can complement if you already have a Kangen water machine. You can complement it with Oxytap. It will make your Kangen water taste better. For once, I'm the biggest Kangen distributor at one time. When I first started it, there wasn't any office in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. But I saw that and I started in Brunei. I was a 6822. I have to flew all the way to Hong Kong to get it. All right. So we complement all the water filter. If you have the Amway water filter, it will make the Amway water filter taste better with Oxytap. So if you have Cuckoo, any other water filter, it complements. Since it's not a water filter, you got to ensure only clean water goes inside here because you want to use it for a very long time. So in other words, we can actually get oxygen right from Mother Nature. God has given this luxury, but now we are deprived of it because of pollution. And what is good, we want to use Mother Nature as a point of reference. Have we ever wondered that all the fishes in the sea, they breathe in oxygen from their gills? You will never see the fish will jump out of the water, breathe in air, and down into the water again. But what's amazing of all these millions of years, all the seven seas, there isn't one oxygen tank or oxygen that has been produced. It's right in there. It doesn't go away or getting lesser because of the wind and all that. But however, if you were to compare the fish in the aquarium, you need the oxygen tank. You need the oxygen meter to actually have the oxygen. Otherwise, they couldn't last more than 24 hours. How amazing is that? The point I'm trying to refer to you, right? The human body, 70% are liquid. Yes, 70% are liquid. And if you compare on the blood, it's 90% is liquid. But what is it called, the oxygen in the water? It is called dissolved oxygen. And there's a way to measure the dissolved oxygen in the water. So in natural bed water, it's between 8 to 20 parts per million. Right. So what the body needs perhaps, because if you breathe in oxygen, you can only use 20% from the lungs. But when you drink water, you are drinking oxygen. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the comparison. Because a lot of people got confused. They thought the more expensive the water they buy over the shelf, the better the quality of the water. As it is, water, they are colorless and tasteless. But one water to another, it will indicate the big difference whether you are drinking dead water or living water. So what is dead water? What is living water? Let's do the comparison, because if I'm with you face to face, we're going to do it live. But since we are on a Zoom, this is the comparison to understand the dissolved oxygen in the water that you bought over the shelf. One of the most expensive imported water, everybody known, Evian, right? And when we measure it, you see this is a meter. It's not just you're getting it from any Tom, Dick, or Harry. This is not a gadget. It is an industrial device, which is called HANA, HANNA, and this is made in Italy, in Europe, with ISO certification that it measures the dissolved oxygen precisely. Right, so you can get this device for itself, and what it does, it can even measure the oxygen in the air. Yes, and what it did, when we measure Evian, the reading is only 7.4. Excuse me. I'm drinking Oxytap, oxygenated water. Just a single digit. Can you imagine? All this while, ignorantly, we are buying, but instead, what we're drinking, considered as a dead water, lack of oxygen. It may differ if you get it from the source, right from the mountain, but the moment it's been bottled, it's been warehoused, it's been exposed to heat and everything, and the period, by the time you receive it, it's not as good. And what's more, it's been put into a plastic bottle. Please do not bring water into a plastic bottle, especially if you leave it in the car with the hot sun, with the plastic, it will emit all the gases. So what you're going to be drinking, it turns to toxic. Please put it, every of your drinking water, in a glass bottle. Yes, I got it all in a glass bottle. Yep. Okay, so now we understand the most important expensive water, Evian, the reading of dissolved oxygen is 77 parts per million. Another brand, Fiji, no much difference, just a single digit, 7.7. And this is another imported, Volvic, and the reading is only 8, a single digit. And Dasani, 7.7 parts per million. When we did the Oxytap, ladies and gentlemen, everybody got shocked because it increased more than 300%. More than 3 times more. We are reading at about 26.7 parts per million of dissolved oxygen. So could you imagine, every time when you drink water, consciously, subconsciously, you are drinking full of oxygen. And it just doesn't go to your body, it goes to your gut. When it goes to your gut, it is faster distribution to all your organs, to all your tissue, to all your cell, and it fills your body with full of oxygen. That is it. Amazing. Dissolve oxygen more than 3 times. So this is what it tells you, you have the living water. And remember, when you have this mission, you're not being selfish just for yourself. You are having it at home. Everybody gonna drink water. Who doesn't drink water? But what they're drinking water has no oxygen or lack of oxygen. So your children's gonna be drinking water, your parents gonna be drinking water, and everybody else gonna be drinking water right at home for the whole family. So you do not need to shout down the throat of your children, eat more vegetables, eat more fruits, because why? You know that when they drink water, you know that they are also drinking oxygen nutrition. Amazing. So consciously, subconsciously, this is what the body needs. And the more you drink, the more your body is stabilized. What happens? Prevention is better than cure. You can keep cancer at bay. That is good to know. Now, this is period. We now know the difference between Evian and all those. So people got confused with Kangen machine is antioxidant. Antioxidant is not oxygen. Antioxidant is only what? To prevent from oxidation. People got it confused. So you will have a reaction when you drink it in the first time, but over time, that's not what your body needs. Because if you know, we want to oxidize the food in the stomach. Because if it doesn't help digestion at all. So that is just a placebo effect. So you don't call it it doesn't have oxidant, antioxidant. No, what we need to have is oxygen. So is everybody clear? Right? So now we understand what is antioxidant and what is oxygen. The primary is oxygen. Remember, the human survival is not about antioxidant, but we are talking about oxygen. And what is good to know, this is what we get. And ladies and gentlemen, it's so light, I bring it for traveling. Recently, my trip to Europe, I was together with Dr. Jimmy. We had a stopover in Qatar, right? And what happens? I brought it and I fixed it. It comes with a dual voltage. So you don't need to have a converter.